Esteban Ocon might face serious consequences for the 2024 Montreal Grand Prix. The team boss is considering benching him to teach him a lesson about how to treat this teammate. This is the first time Alpine has taken sides in the conflict between Ocon and Gasly. It shows the team knows who's causing most of the problems. This raises questions about whether Ocon might look for another team and how this will affect Alpine's driver lineup. Ocon's actions in Monaco were wrong and had admitted on Twitter that he acted rashly and without reason. His mistake cost the team valuable points, which will be hard to recover in 2024, given Alpine's struggles. Gasly scoring 1 point was helpful in this challenging situation. Bruno Famin, the boss of the Alpine team, isn't ready to solve the problems just by talking. He's planning serious consequences for Ocon, including possibly suspending him for the Canadian Grand Prix. Alpine is at a point where they need to decide if their current drivers are right for helping them improve their performance. But they can't move forward if the drivers don't work well together. Because of Ocon's behavior, there are rumors that he might miss the Canadian race as a way for him to see what it's like being out of the car. This decision could cause more issues within the team, but Alpine wants to show they are serious about fixing their problems. Ocon has been blamed for most of the conflicts and crashes with his teammate Gasly, like what happened in the Australian race in 2023. It seems Alpine is ready to give Jack Doan his first race if Ocon is suspended. Although Ocon thinks he has a strong bargaining position with Alpine, the situation has changed a lot since the last race in Monaco. Let's not forget that Doan has driven in F2, and it's well known how rare it is for young drivers to get a chance in F1. For instance, after just one good race, Oliver Bearman was quickly linked to a full-time F1 seat with Haas. When discussing the incident between Ocon and Gasly, Famin was clearly upset. He said that Esteban's move was completely unacceptable. It was the kind of thing they didn't want to happen, and there will be consequences. They will make a tough decision about it. On the first lap at Portier, it wasn't the right place to try to overtake, and Esteban left no space for his teammate. This is very dangerous for Ocon because Gasly has fair reasons to accuse him. Gasly says that Ocon always gets the better track position, not the new Alpine driver. We saw this in Imola through Gasly's messages, and now it looks like Ocon doesn't care what happens to his teammate or the car, or even the team, as long as he stays ahead. Bruno Famin is not happy with this. Even though he has a lot to handle in bringing the team back to their best, he won't put up with Ocon's behavior. Gasly's messages were full of anger. He didn't hide his disappointment about Ocon's move, which nearly ruined his race and damaged his car badly. Gasly also said they had clear instructions before the race that weren't followed. He said it's wrong to take such risks that could take both cars out of the race. He believes this issue will be discussed because they can't let it happen again. During this event, Gasly and Ocon were competing for 9th place. Although Ocon's move didn't end up mattering since the positions were reset and Sainz regained 3rd place. It showed a lack of respect for his teammate. This kind of behavior won't be accepted by Alpine. At first, Ocon was very confident in an interview, saying you have to give your all when fighting for points, even against a teammate. However, later he tweeted an apology, admitting that the incident was his fault and the gap was too small. He apologized to the team and hoped for a good points finish. This might mean Ocon realized he made a mistake, but it could be too late since Famin is now considering replacing him for the next race. Alpine has many options, including young drivers from their academy like Jack Doohan and experienced drivers like Mick Schumacher. Despite some criticism about Mick's performance at Haas, Alpine might give him the second chance he's been looking for. Mick has also been a reserve driver for Mercedes and helped them with their car, which would be valuable if Alpine decides to replace Ocon. Things are already complicated between the French team and Esteban, and it looks like they were discussing his future even before the accident in Monaco. Ocon admitted that he is considering other options for his career, with Haas seeming like the perfect team for him. He said this year is important for his career and he wants to do his best. He doesn't want any regrets at the end of the year and knows he has a lot of work ahead, both on and off the track. He also mentioned there will be talks with the team since he's in the last year of his contract, and the discussions will be more favorable for him now than they were in 2019, because he's a race winner and has finished on the podium. I have many arguments supporting me. Remember, he needs to explain the crash that broke his gearbox and promise he won't repeat such behavior on the track. If he can't do that, he might be replaced for the rest of 2024. With Alpine's drivers eager for a chance and few outside candidates interested in joining the team, this could be a good opportunity for the French team to explore their options and find a driver ready for tough racing to eventually succeed. Mick Schumacher is one of the most talked about names, and Bruno Famin said he's definitely a possibility. Mick, like many others, is currently doing a great job in our endurance program. What stands out the most is his attitude. Yes, he is very fast, but everyone knows that having a great lap time isn't always the best because of performance balancing. You need to be cautious about your performance. From the start, Mick has been very cooperative and helpful to his teammates. With this in mind, do you think there is a real chance that Ocon will be replaced for the Canadian GP? And more importantly, could this be the breaking point between Ocon and Alpine? Tell us your thoughts in the comments below.